New leads are turning up the heat tonight on a cold case murder where a 13-year-old girl was killed 34 years ago. Theresa Woods vanished in 1986 as she was on her way home from school in Fayette County.
But tonight, law enforcement say new information could be the break they've been waiting decades for. As our Annie Moore reports, witnesses say the twists and turns in this case may lead back to someone Theresa knew very well.
Theresa Woods had been living in Oak Hill for 3 years in February of 1986. Her neighbors, Angel Skaggs and Michelle Snyder, say the shy 13-year-old was a frequent guest at their house.
She was just a quiet, backwards girl that really didn't talk much. We tried to get her to come out of her shell a little bit.
While Snyder was the same age as Theresa, Skaggs was older. At 18, she took Theresa under her wing. Afraid to ride the bus, it was Skaggs who would meet Theresa after school and walk her to her mother and stepfather's work, an ambulance company in Oak Hill. That was their routine every day, except on February 20th, 1986. Skaggs says she rode the bus because she had to carry her brother's books.
That I didn't ride the bus down here and walk with her. And the one day that I don't do it, she didn't come back.
While Skaggs says she went back to look for the teen at the school with Theresa's stepfather, Rick Holcomb, the family initially thought that Woods had simply stopped somewhere. Woods' mother, Betty, made an ambulance run.
Betty had to take a patient on because the ambulance had broken down. And her ex-husband now, which was her husband at the time, he had stayed behind to make sure the other ambulance got taken to the garage.
But around 5 or 6 that evening, it became apparent that something was wrong. Theresa's cousin says she would never be out after dark, and within 24 hours, a massive investigation was launched. This gas station on Jones Avenue was the last place Woods was seen alive, but troopers say it could be witnesses who saw Woods earlier in the day that could be the key to solving her disappearance. A disappearance that would later become a murder investigation when Betty Woods heard the news over the scanner. A fisherman had stumbled across the remains in the heavily wooded section of Laurel Creek.
The scream that my aunt let out, it was a scream that you can't picture.
In recent months, Corporal Jesse Kincaid with the State Police Detachment in Oak Hill says they've received new and credible information, leads they're now actively pursuing. But they need more people who spoke to Theresa on the day of her disappearance. They're trying to answer, where did that journey end and why?
I've blamed myself for a lot of years because I wasn't here for her that day.
It's not right that somebody took her 13-year-old daughter from her. And we would just like to know why.
A little girl snatched in broad daylight. Here for you in Oak Hill, I'm Annie Moore, WVVA News.
All right, thank you for that report, Annie. And anyone with information that could bring closure to this case is urged to contact Corporal Jesse Kincaid at the State Police Detachment in Oak Hill, or you can remain anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers. That number is 255-STOP. Martin.
I remember that case very, very well. We're going to change gears now and talk about the weather. Thunderstorms this evening could still be strong to severe, and gusty winds could accompany them with heavy rain. It's bringing a lot of concerns before sundown. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Catherine Brown with the very latest. Good evening, Catherine.